Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 2:21 p.m. on February 25th, 2023 in Kitsilano, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is minus 1 degree outside on a cloudy afternoon with light snow in the city. And in this video, I walked for 1.9 kilometers starting by the Translink bus stop at West Broadway and Balsam. Then strolled north on Balsam, east on West 4th, ending my trek in Fairview by the Translink bus stop at West 4th and Fur. If you would like to support the channel and help me purchase some new equipment, click the heart icon to send me a super thanks. To receive updates, follow me on Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, share it, and subscribe. Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. We're going to do a narrated walk. We currently just turned off of West Broadway at the Translink bus stop at West Broadway in Balsam. And now we're on Balsam. And we're heading north to 4th Avenue. Google Maps is showing that the area is busy, so just wanted to check it out. As you can see, there's a light snow falling right now. That's not often seen in Vancouver. And it's 2:38 p.m. on Saturday, February 25th. And it is 1 degree Celsius. There's a view of West 7th Ave. And I think this is my first video that's narrated where I am walking when it's below zero. And of course, once you go below zero, your body starts to exert 10 times the energy it would when it's 0 or above. So I'm feeling it a little bit. So this would be a good workout as well. Of course, I have my snow boots on, which also happen to be my work boots, which are steel-toed, so it's a little heavier there as well. Haven't been in those for a while because the weather's been so good in Vancouver. And here's a view of West 6th Ave. And we'll continue north on Balsam. But hey, because it doesn't snow that often here in Vancouver, I just thought, you know what, my work boots are protected for everything, and yeah, they're steel-toed, but hey, they work great in the snow, and they got that tarantula grip, so it holds up really well, whether I'm on the workroom floor, or I'm out here, giving you a chance to look at what Balsam Street looks like on the west side of Vancouver in Kitsilano. Of course, that's where we are right now. We're in Kitsilano. And I just finished filming an unnarrated walk on through Greektown on West Broadway. Now, since it's snowing today, and the snow is going to pick up, and I think you can also see it's picking up, there's a view of West 5th Ave. I didn't really want to go that far, so I'm going to stick primarily to the west end. Maybe sneak over to East Van, but probably do something more reliable, like Commercial Drive, The Drive, or Little Italy. Because I don't want to go that far away from a main route. Because last time there was a big snowstorm here in Vancouver, we had just moved, and everything just shut down. And understandably, because Vancouver doesn't deal with a lot of snow, and there was a lot of snow. And this snow is just going to keep coming. So this is just the start. You can see the salt on the road. So people are trying to make sure it's safe. people will come out and shovel and do all that important stuff. So we're going to turn off of Balsam now and on to West 4th Ave. And there you can see one of the peaceful restaurant chains right here. There's also one of these restaurants on West Broadway in Fairview. And I passed another one yesterday, but I can't remember where I was because I was in a few different places. Anyways, we don't get a lot of snow here in Vancouver. I'm used to a lot of snow because, of course, I'm from Toronto, Ontario, and there's a lot of snow there right now. But that also means that they don't need to invest in as much winter equipment. They'll do the same good job that you would see in Ontario, in almost any city, including Toronto, with snow removal. So it's not like it's more difficult. But a lot of the hills here in Vancouver make it more difficult to drive once we start getting that layer of snow that's going to stick on the ground. And that's starting to happen. So I don't want to be stuck beyond a main route or a main artery, so that I can at least walk back to my home if I need to, even if that happens to be like, half an hour to 45 minutes. I remember some of my friends texting me, and they had just realized we had moved to Vancouver. They were super excited to see us. And then they said, hey, we can't come over to the west side right now. We're stuck waiting for the SkyTrain that's been delayed. And I was like, wow. And it's just because the SkyTrain does go above ground. And sometimes they have to clean off the tracks there too. Anything that's going to make people more safe, I am totally down for it. And I understand if Translink needs to do that. So Translink, thank you for being cautious. But yeah, so you just got to plan ahead here. So of course I'm going to stay on the west side, and there's lots of people over here. I did want to get over to the Sunrise Hastings area sometime in the near future. I was like, oh, should I go? And I'm like, no, I'm going to be cautious today because Sunrise Hastings isn't going anywhere. It's a fantastic neighborhood, and I'll get back there sometime in the near future. And I am a West Side cat, so I'll film the west side today and leave East Van for another day, unless, of course, I do happen to sneak out to the drive. Because there's the connection back to the 99 B line that would take me back to UBC. And that one ain't stopping in the snow. That's a big, heavy, articulated bus. And I feel fairly confident because there's not a lot of hills on that route. Though I may have to walk up one or two big hills if the bus can't make it up there. But that's not that hard. I got the tarantula grip on my boots. So anyways, let's get off that topic. We're on West 4th Ave right now. And what is West 4th Ave known for? Well, it's known for its bars, it's known for its clothing stores, and of course it's a neighborhood too, so it's going to have things like Freedom Mobile we're passing, Simpatico, which is a Greek restaurant, and that influence from Greek towns over here as well. Here's the Kitsilano Jackson's Resto Butcher. It's kind of like a restaurant and a butcher in one. That's interesting. But like beyond that, there's just like services too. Like we're passing the Brown Bar right now. Local thirsty store. So there's a mixed bag. People really love coming out here during the day to go shopping, or to a nice restaurant, or in the afternoon or evening to go to a bar and enjoy themselves that way. So we're at the intersection right now of 4th Ave and U. And if you go this way down U, of course, you'd end up at Kitsilano Beach. But we're going to continue down 4th Avenue. So let's head in this direction. We're passing Parallel Coffee Roast right now. This place gets busy. Of course, I've heard it does breakfast too, so that's probably one reason. Canadians happen to love their breakfast. Oh my gosh, there is a line in that place. A line. You can hear the crowd. Wow. Good on them. Now we're passing Sky Mount drones. They sell a lot of DJI supplies, so if you're into DJI like I am, You can go there. Here's our Majuri store. And of course, they sell some nice jewelry and stuff. And John Furlong shoes, you'll also see those on Queen Street West in Toronto, Ontario, and I'm sure a few other places as well. Then we're passing Nick's, which is a clothing store mainly for women and non-binary people. Here's the beauty bar, Frank and Oak, of course, because what would a fashion area be without a Frank and Oak store? You'll see all these different things, like Mavi's here as well. You can get more like a bit of a upper street style fashion, not high end, but nice street style fashion. Passing one of the clubs. This is this the Russian Community Center? Oh, okay. There's also one all the way over on Kiefer Street in Strathcona. Passing a local baby store. And Rye Rickburn. And I haven't seen this as a chain, so I'm assuming it's probably privately owned. But, I'm new to Vancouver, so who knows. Now, this is Artibus, or Artibus Street, because they say it's slower on the bus when you're riding the bus. And of course, West 4th Ave. We're going to cross Artibus, and we're going to head on over to continue on West 4th Ave. So we're crossing it right now. Of course, if you're a client of the CIBC Banking Center, if you were in this area on 4th Avenue, this is probably where you'd come. And this place, I think Kent Continue did film a video along here a couple months back when he was over here in Vancouver. And he was right, this is one of the more popular streets. You can usually find on a Saturday afternoon a lot of people walking up and down it, not necessarily always going into the shops, but sometimes just window shopping as well. Of course, we're passing an ASAP right now. They do like oils and stuff like that. Here's the Fab Outlet. It looks like it just gets a whole bunch of different fashions and sells it at their store, so that's handy. That's cool. There are, of course, a few pre-spring sales that are going on right now. So if you keep your eye out, sometimes you can find a deal. Here's another Ayoub's dried fruit and nuts right here. It's one of those stores like a bougie bulk barn. Very cool. Okay, and then now we're passing there, which is a restaurant. And then whenever I see this Vietnamese cold beer wine store, which is a private liquor store, all I think about is Benny Boulash from Drag Race UK. So it's a great name. So it's a good idea they use that name. Really memorable. Ooh, it looks like the snow's starting to pick up here. Now, we haven't had a chance to explore a lot of the restaurants on this street yet because we've been focusing, my partner and I, primarily on Greektown. But we have come up here a few times. So we know a little bit, but we'll be learning more as we go along, especially in the summertime. Okay. So we're crossing Maple Street right now, continuing in this direction on West 4th Avenue, which is, of course, we're heading the easterly direction right now, and we'll be coming into the Granville Island area in a little bit. Of course, I'm not going all the way over to Granville Island right now, but hey, what can I say? I think the last video I filmed the Granville Islands playing right now as I'm doing this walking video on my channel. So if you didn't get a chance to see that, you can of course check that out. I'm just gonna plug in my backup battery because it looks like the cold is zapping it a little bit. My main battery, which is okay. Backup battery installed. Ooh, I only had 8% left to go. Good thing I plugged it in. So we're passing doner kebab. Dutch Love Cannabis is here in Vancouver. It did pull all out of Toronto because there was other stores competing against it, so it wasn't really a good market there. But if you're a Dutch Love fan here, you can still get it here in Vancouver. There's several different stores across the Metro Vancouver area. Passing Adrenaline Ink City, which is a tattoo studio, and Natural Local Fresh, which is an ice cream store. Yeah, this snow is picking up. Wow. And we're going to continue here on West 4th Avenue. I'm just going to cross the street over here. Once I get across the street, I'm crossing Cypress Street right now, heading west on West 4th Ave. Of course, this is the local Petro-Canada that's here. You can see that. So if you're someone who's driving and need to fill up your car, this is one of the places. Gas is at $1.88.9. Of course, I don't drive, so I don't know if that's a good price or not. But at least you can assess if you do drive. So this would be the intersection of West 4th Ave and Cypress. Oh, we can cross, so let's cross. And you can see there's other box stores here too, like Mark's Dirk Warehouse. That's where I got my work boots. Of course, when you're working around heavy machinery, it's good to get work boots. We do pop outside, so that's why I got winterized work boots. They're not insulated to keep the heat in. They're just protected from snow, oil, slush, that type of thing. So, and I really like using this in the wintertime, these types of boots, because of that grip. From the tranche to the grip. This is Romer's. This is a burger store. I'd heard a few good things about it, but not much. So I can't tell you much more than that. But yeah, I have heard a few things. Ooh, there's a place called Best Falafel. It's worth checking out. And of course, Westside Skate, Board, and what? Bike. Another bicycle store. What would Vancouver be without a bicycle store? Let's see if there's another one in this strip that's fairly close. That would be funny. This is Ramen Dembo. This is one of the popular ramen stores or shops. There's also one on Robson Street near Denman. And there's always a lineup. Always a lineup. So, yeah. If you're into ramen, definitely something to check out. I'm into ramen, but not that much that I want to wait outside. There's plenty of other really good ramen shops here in Vancouver that I can go to where I don't have to wait for a line. And they're just stellar, too. Of course, we're crossing Burrard Street right now. There's a view southwards on Burrard, and we're still on 4th Ave. Of course, we're going to continue on 4th Ave in this direction. We're passing the Commore Go Play Outside store, and of course, it also sells what? Bikes and other sports equipment. So there is a bike store close to a bike store. Here's Pacific Boards. This one tends to specialize in more skate, surf, and snowboards. So that's not necessarily a bike store right next to a bike store. But if you look across the street, there's Cal Street's Border Labs, which is another board store. And there's the boardroom store right here that I'm passing. Wow. So there's snowboard stores next to snowboard stores next to skateboard stores. Oh wow, Vancouver. I'm just impressed. Of course, we're passing Rowan's Reef, which is a local diving store. So if you're into diving, that's where you get your gear. Here's another skateboard shop. Another skateboard shop. And another bike store. And right next to that, another bike store. The Vancouver. Wow. Just bike store after bike store, and board store after board store. Like I've said before, for those walktubers from Vancouver, or from those walktubers from Toronto, who constantly talk about how there's a cannabis store next to cannabis store in Toronto. Again, it's not the same thing over here. I just showed you. It's really sports store next to sports store. And bike store next to bike store. Skateboard store next to skateboard store. Cannabis stores seem to be reasonably spread out. Of course, we've only really passed the Dutch Love store, which is the only cannabis shop that I've seen we pass so far. So, makes sense. Nice to see them spread out, the cannabis stores. And hey, if you want to compete with the bike store next to a bike store, you obviously must be making some good money. But if you're interested in any kind of board stuff, this would definitely be another place that you can come for that. So here's another ski and boards store right here called the West Coast Sports Ski and Board Shop. And of course, if you continue this way, you'll get onto the Granville Bridge right here. You can walk across it, of course. I actually just filmed a video walking across it for the first time in about 20 years. It's a nice walk. He's letting me pass. Thank you. And let's continue. So we're continuing on West 4th Ave right now. And we're passing by the Granville Island Veterinarian Hospital. And I'm going to stop this walk here at this bus stop. Not climbing on that bus, but got an idea. So anyways, folks, thanks for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.